Good evening. This is Akashvani. I am Kiran Jha with the World News. India and European Union seal landmark free trade agreement. Both sides describe pact as mother of all trade deals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says pact to create jobs, strengthen global supply chains and provide stability to world order amid global turmoil. US announces multi-day aerial exercise in West Asia amid Iran tensions. France approves a bill banning social media for children under 15. Massive snowstorm kills 30 across US, leaves millions without power and grounds thousands of flights. And nominations announced for 79th BAFTA Film Awards, one battle after another leads with 14 nominations. India and European Union today exchanged the historic Free Trade Agreement FTA. The deal was concluded following India-EU summit talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President of the European Council Antonio Costa and President of European Commission Ursula von der Leyen in New Delhi. The trade pact, which has been described by both the sides as the mother of all trade deals, will open up the European market for Indian labour-intensive goods comprising textiles and footwear. At the same time, it will make imported European items cheaper in India by reducing duties including luxury cars, wine and medicines. Besides, the India and European Union also exchanged several agreements in the fields of security, defence partnership, mobility, disaster risk management and green hydrogen. Addressing a joint press conference with the two European leaders after the talks, the Prime Minister said, inking of the biggest free trade deal between India and 27-nation European Union will deepen economic ties, create jobs, bolster global supply chains and strengthen the partnership between the two sides for a prosperous future.
आज भारत ने अपने इतिहास का अब तक का सबसे बड़ा फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न किया है। हमारे किसानों, हमारे छोटे उद्योगों, इसके यूरोपियन मार्केट तक पहुंच आसान बनाएगा, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में नए अवसर पैदा करेगा और हमारे सर्विसेज सेक्टर के बीच सहयोग को और प्रबल करेगा।
The Prime Minister opined that India-EU ties will provide stability to the world order amid ongoing turmoil in global environment. In his statement, President of European Council Antonio Costa said that summit today sends a clear message to the world that India and EU stand together as strategic and reliable partners at a time when global world is being reshaped. Speaking on the occasion, EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen said India-European Union FTA will create jobs for millions of workers in India and Europe. She asserted that India-Europe ties will reduce strategic dependency at a time when global trade is being weaponized.
It brings together Indian skills, services and scale with Europe's technology, capital and innovation. It will create levels of growth that neither side can achieve alone. And by combining these strengths, we reduce strategic dependencies at a time when trade is increasingly weaponized.
The United States Central Command announces that it is conducting an aerial exercise in the West Asia amid the ongoing tensions with Iran. According to Air Forces Central, FCENT, the multi-day readiness exercise to demonstrate the ability to deploy, disperse and sustain combat air power across the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility. FCENT said that during the drill, U.S. forces will deploy teams to multiply contingency locations, adding that it will conduct all activities with host nation approval and in close coordination with civil and military aviation authorities, emphasizing safety, precision and respect for sovereignty. The drill comes a day after U.S. Central Command announced that the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier and accompanying warships had arrived in the region. In US, 30 people have died across multi-states as a powerful winter storm unleashed deadly cold, ice and snow. Officials said several additional deaths remain under investigation. The storm across the southern US has caused widespread power outages, particularly in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi and Tennessee. More than 200 million people are under cold weather alerts as the brutal cold sets new temperature records. As of yesterday night, more than million customers were still without power despite significant progress in restoring power to levels above peak outage levels. Travel disruptions have been widespread. Airlines cancelled more than 6,000 US flights cancelled yesterday. While cancellations are expected to ease today, airlines warn that the full recovery will take several days. This is Akashvani. You are listening to World News. We bring you the top international news and updates from around the globe. French lawmakers has approved a bill banning social media for children under 15 years of age. The move is campaigned by President Emmanuel Macron as a way to protect children from excessive screen time. The Lower National Assembly adopted the bill by a vote of 130 to 21 in a lengthy overnight session. It will now go to the Senate, France's upper house, ahead of becoming law. It will enter into force at the start of their next academic session in September this year. The French bill has been revised to be compliant with the European Union's Digital Service Act, which imposes a set of strict requirements designed to keep Internet users safe online. In December, Australia became the first country to ban social media for children under the age of 16, sparking global debate on the technology use, privacy, children's safety, and mental health. The nomination for the 79th British Academy Film Awards BAFTAs 2026 have been announced today. Paul Thomas Anderson's action thriller One Battle After Another leads the race with 14 nominations, including acting nods of 5 of its cast. Ryan Coogler's vampire epic Sinners secured 13 nominations, while Kaloy Jago, Shakespearean family tragedy Hamnet of Joshua Safdie's Marty Supreme have each 11. The Manipuri language film Boong, produced by Farhan Akhtar and Nitesh Shidwani's Excel Entertainment, was nominated in the Best Children's and Family Film category this year. 2026 BAFTA Film Award ceremony will take place on 22nd of next month at London's Royal Festival Hall. President Donald Trump today said he is increasing tariffs on South Korean goods because the country's legislature has yet to approve the trade framework announced last year. Trump said on social media that import taxes would be raised on autos, lumber and pharmaceutical drugs from South Korea, with the rate on the other goods going from 15% to 25%. South Korea's presidential office responded after a meeting of South Korean official that it will convey its commitment to implementing last year's deal to the U.S. The presidential office said South Korea's industry minister Kim Jung-kwan will travel to U.S. for talks with the Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick. In the men's under-19 ODI Cricket World Cup, India defeated host Zimbabwe by 204 runs in the Super 6 stage match at Bulawayo. Put into the bat, the men in the blue posted 352 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in stipulated 50 overs. In reply, Zimbabwe were bowled out for 148 runs in 37.4 overs. India has so far remained unbeaten in the tournament, while Zimbabwe entered the Super 6 after recording 2 losses and 1 on result in group stage. And now, before we close, here are the highlights of the bulletin. India and European Union see landmark free trade agreement. Both sides describe pact as mother of all trade deals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says pact to create jobs, strengthen global supply chains and provide stability to world order amid global turmoil. US announces multi-day aerial exercise in West Asia amid Iran tensions. France approves a bill banning social media for children under 15. Massive snowstorm kills 30 across US, leaves millions without power and grounds thousands of flights. And nominations announced for 79th BAFTA Film Awards. One battle after another leads with 40 nominations. That concludes tonight's World News Bulletin. For more updates, stay tuned to Akashvani. Good night.